Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. How's everyone doing today? Sound off in the chat. Smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for being here. Absolutely lovely day today. Had a Halloween party. It's a ton of fun. Billy said, oh, we're going by Pacific time zone. I mean, technically we could. It's only 7:38 in California right now. Hey! Do we want to be Californians? Because I can be, like, woke and offended by everything. No offense, Dixie, if you're here. Dixie's in California. He's very much not woke and offended by everything. What's going on, John? Tom Selleck's goat. Billy. Tom Selleck's goat said, funny, I just got back from a Christmas party. That's weird. We did. I'm not even joking. We did do Christmas in July this year. That was a lot of fun. It was fun. It was a fun time for sure. Billy said, JJ, what did you dress up as? I went as a lumberjack, actually, if you're interested. I can show you my lovely, beautiful costume. Oh, and my alcoholic beverage. Allegedly. Lumberjack. Lumberjack. There's a better one. I wore the other hat. It kind of clashed, though. Right here. Bam. Sexy lumberjack. I made that axe out of cardboard. It actually chops wood. I'm just kidding. I mean, I guess technically it could, depending on the wood. Paper is wood, so you could chop paper with it, I suppose. It was a fun time, though. Fun time. Always a fun time, for sure. Good food. Good laughs. Live, laugh, love. It was a live, laugh, love. It was a live, laugh, love event, for sure. Very, rom-com. I don't know, is that the right word? Like, Hallmark party. There was so much, dude. My mom outdid herself. It was ridiculous. There was so much stuff that the kids got to do. It was a ton of fun. Anyways, Tom Selleck's said, I am neither woke nor offended by everything. Interesting. Interesting. Bitcoin. Guess what, guys? It's 106,873 and 5 cents. I bet you none of you guys would have guessed that. It's only been that price for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 4-hour candles, which equates to 1 day and 20 hours. It's been the same price for 1 day and 20 hours. And it's been doing this. It's been doing this. Look at this little sideways. Same price, same price, same price, same price. This one's the longest, which is interesting. We are definitely consolidating. You can feel it. Billy said, oh wow, JJ, I thought you were a fatty. Tom Selleck said, look how flat that chart is. Boring. It is so boring, dude. Giovanni said, bullish AF. It is bullish AF. John said, JJ is a fatty. He manipulates the picks like the market maker manipulates the markets. Giovanni said, let's ever go. Companies eating ETH over the counter. I am technically a fatty. I am significantly overweight compared to where I'm supposed to be based on my height. And I was down. I was below 200 like a couple months ago. Something happened. I quit smoking. I lost weight. I looked good. I was getting in shape. I felt amazing. And I just started eating. I think it's the cereal. I'm blaming the cereal. But I've put on like 25 to 30 pounds, which is alarming. To the point where I'm like, I shouldn't weigh myself unless I'm like completely disrobed. I need to have no clothes on because they might add some extra weight. It's those cookies your fiance got you. What cookies? Oh yeah, I still have those. They're in my drawer. Like a true fatty. I got snacks readily available at the desk, of course. Anyways, guys, as entertaining as that is compared to the Bitcoin chart, we do got to get to business. So, Bitcoin seemingly holding this 106 level, which is quite interesting. Are we going to drop down to 102? 102, 169. You know what's interesting? Somebody pointed out the 786 from all-time highs to 74.5 a while ago. This has been on the chart probably since like I think since back here, because they thought that we were gonna go down there, and we were like, no, you're crazy. And it touched that perfectly. So that's incredibly interesting. SPL wants to take a look at Polygon. Yeah, I'll take a look at Polygon for you. Polygon kind of doing the same thing that everything else is. Interestingly, this seems to be holding up a lot better than everything else. And I'm wondering if it has to do with Polymarket. Polymarket uses Polygon, doesn't it? If it doesn't, then their name is very deceptive. So we got our wick from not this previous Friday, but the Friday before. And it hasn't really even gotten into that point yet. It did for a quick moment right here, but for the most part, it has stayed above where this candle body closed, which is really strong. That's good strength, in my opinion. It looks good. The question is, on your next, because it does seem to be laddering down like everything else, on your next ladder down, if it ladders down again, is it going to lose that 1833 level? Are we truly going to fill the wicks? The chart looks great. RSI got a bullish cross over the moving average. You are probably going to come down and test it. Hopefully you get a bounce. If not, then a break below is going to be mildly bearish on the short term. But it could just dance around the moving average and pull the moving average up with the price. So there's that as well. Just keep an eye on it. It is bullish right now, though, sitting above it. And then your momentum wave got a green dot, which is still in play. So the signs are there for potential upside. Bitcoin dominance, 59.49, continuing to not be above 60. Can it lose 59 and start exploding to the downside? Here's to hoping. It definitely looks like a plummet, a little retracement or consolidation, further plummet, consolidation, baby, consolidation. Is it going to break down further, or is it going to do one of these and go parabolic and make Ben Cowan like experience euphoria for the first time ever? I don't know. Hopefully it just breaks down. ETH is down 0.53 since the daily close. We've been at the same price here as well. I guess it recovered. It did touch 37 and it is now sitting at 38.68, which is above 38.35. Let's see. We got bounce, break, got back above. Is it going to hold and then hopefully trend up? That would be really cool. Maybe it makes a little funky inverse head and shoulders in the meantime as well. Billy said, JJ says, I was below 200, but something happened. Yeah, you ate 5 boxes of cookies and drink Pepsi all day. I have 1 Pepsi a day. You guys judge me for my Pepsi, man? I quit smoking. Give me a break. JJ, what dollar amount would Bitcoin hit for us to worry for sure about a bear market? Everyone's calling for that 50-week moving average. So on the weekly time frame, oh god, I gotta do this again. What's interesting is we got a confirmed green dot on Market Cipher on the 4-hour, which I think we knew that, but maybe not. On the weekly time frame, let me go to the cleaning chart. Weekly time frame, and I gotta get rid of Fu Manchu. You got, that's not what I want. I want the chart volume. The moving averages. Favorites. 50 and 200. No, 20 and 21. 50 and 200 right there. So your 50-week moving average is sitting right here at 101,837. Let me go to a different chart just to make sure. Yeah. Sitting at approximately 101,890, 101,900. But we've wicked below that before. We've wicked below it here, wicked below it here. We broke below it back here, and this was the bear market. This is a previous peak of the bull market. This is November 2021 right here. Broke below it. First we wicked below it, got above, rode it, broke below it, couldn't get back above it, continued down, bared out, broke above, support, continuation, and now here we are. Wow, I did that blind. That was actually pretty good. So we need to hold, technically speaking, that 50-week moving average. That is a very important level, allegedly. Now, that being said, what's really interesting here is if we are going off of 2020 to 2021, March of 2020, we broke below the 50-week moving average, bounced off of the 200, got back above the 50, support, continuation, absolute parabolic explosion if we do that, that will shake out probably the most people. Dang, should I fractal that? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. We're pulling a fractal. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your breath. Oh, let me clear this out a little bit. Unfortunately, this does not show. Wow. Okay. Obviously it's not gonna work. Justin said, "When's the daily close contest?" Tomorrow at 7:50 p.m. EST. So we definitely should not break below the 50 and go down to the 200 because that would put us at 53K, which might be a little too bearish. There's no way that fractal is going to have... You don't think this... I mean, maybe not the top. Actually, I don't know. The top's not bad. 150. You don't think we could break below the 50 and then get back above it and blast off? I feel like this is not an unreasonable fractal. Tom Selleck Scope just said gibberish. He said, that fractal has downs so from... Okay. Let me catch up on chat. John said, dude, closes below the 50-week moving averages easy. 99.8K right now. Justin said, when's the daily close contest? Philly said, okay, what's the 50-week moving average? So what's the dollar amount? John said, LOL, there's no way that fractal is going to happen. Top Star Scott said, Down syndrome. What does so from mean? Oh, is that what syndrome was supposed to be? Okay. John said, I thought you were taking the whole thing. You can't backpedal now, John. You can't backpedal. I mean, that would be great. You're talking like you thought you thought I was taking this. Let's pull this fractal. Why not? Guys, imagine. I mean, this is 2 cycles right here. So if Bitcoin did this, there's no saying that in 2031 Bitcoin isn't 200K. People are calling for 200K right now. I don't think 200K is that unreasonable right now, which is actually insane because it should be unreasonable. That's a huge number. Even so, what's a 2x? That's the risk reward isn't really there for me. What's interesting is we have these funky little downtrend situations here. We got a wedge, and over here we got just a channel, a downward channel, and we were dancing in this for a little bit. We got a little fake out above with the wick below, and then we got back in. Are we gonna break below the 200 or the 50, like John said, and then break back above and continue? Is this gonna be our little fake out? Scare some folks? That'd be kind of sick. Anyways, make sure you guys smash the like button. Really helps the channel. We're not getting enough likes. My people over in HR contacted me and they said, JJ, we're not getting enough likes. We're gonna have to close our doors. I said, dang, I'll fire you all before I close my doors. I don't know why I have an HR department. I don't have any other employees. So I'm thinking about hiring Doge from the government to come in and help me cull the herd a little bit. Top Talk Scott said everyone's already scared. There's no need to go lower. Oh, there's definitely a need to go lower for sure. People aren't there. There are people that aren't scared, unfortunately. Look at this right here. There was a need to go lower here. People were scared here, and they went boop boo, and everyone probably pooped their pants here when we broke below that. They were like, "Oh my god!" Oh, they sold everything and went and like bought something that did bad, cash. Billy said, what's the dollar amount? I already told you. Oh, if we break the 50? Probably 50. No, my, that was clearly a joke. My goal, I thought I gave you my goal for Bitcoin already. My low goal, because that would be bear market talk. Where did I put that stuff? I thought I put it on one of, yeah, right here. My low for Bitcoin is 70K. That's my low target guess. It's a complete guess, like I said. If we break the 50 and go into a bear market, I'm calling for 70K. If we break the 50 right now and don't go into a bear market, I suppose 90K might be in play. I like 90. That being said, I don't hate this fractal. And that's kind of dumb too, because that is literally just this. It's the same thing. I just copied this stupid fractal. So if we repeat the exact same price action, which I wouldn't put it past the market maker, then we would go below. However, if we repeat the exact same pattern where it held that 50, then we would just do the stupid little baby wick, which is right there. A little baby wick below it would probably put it at like 99 or 98. Like John said, John actually said, what did John say? 99.8. John's calling for 99.8, which I totally see actually. Right here, we wick below, we get that little baby wick that goes boop, that little boop, and then it goes boop, that target, the little boop target below the boop. Do you guys like it when I make little noises like that? The late Saturday night streams after I've had like one like eyedropper of alcohol are completely unhinged. The dollar amount for the 50 is like 101 right now. 101, 102, depending on where you look. It looks like it's 101.9. If you want to get really specific, 101.9, 101.8. But the little boop is about 99.8, like John said. So John's a smart guy. He's a sharp tool. He's a, I don't know, smart cookie. He's a good pickle. What are like weird things that teachers usually say in like the 1950s? Leave the beaver. That's one smart kid you got there. All right, let's go to the 4-hour again. Start going through our fugly charts, if you will. I did yesterday list all of our bullish scenarios. This is why I don't think we're going into a bear market. I don't think we're going into a bear market because we have Fed rate cuts on the table. We have Fed rate cuts on the table. Altcoin ETFs are getting ready to get approved. I think some of them just did, including staking ETFs from Grayscale, which is sick. Quantitative tightening is ending. They're probably going to start quantitative easing. Possible stimulus from the tariff income. Midterms are coming up. You got just over a year until midterms. And that midterms, to me, in my brain, I feel like midterms might be the most bullish scenario because it is in their best interest to make you think that you need to vote for them again. So they're going to do everything they can in their power to make you see them in this amazing light. Like, oh my gosh, these politicians need to be in these positions because they make me money or whatever. And they're going to make that happen. No euphoria. We have not experienced any euphoria or blow off top. None of the top signals have flashed. We are pending a China trade deal. Peace in the Middle East. That one's a little wishy-washy, but it's there. Everyone thinks we've topped, and that right there, in my opinion, that's the biggest one. That is the biggest one. I'm gonna copy paste this and put it at the top because that is the biggest one. Nobody ever thinks we topped at the top. Nobody. There's always like one or two guys, and everyone's like, "You're an idiot. Look at this idiot. He just sold all of his altcoins. What an idiot!" And then that guy doesn't even care because he's sitting on a big fat stack of dry powder that he can buy your dumb dip from because you're gonna sell the bottom like a little weenie baby, and go home and cry and ask your mom for a little loan, a small loan of $1 million. Then we got 401k. Aping into crypto, regulatory clarity, and the stretch scenario for me, based on what we've seen, is possible Russia-Ukraine solution. Billy said Lark Davis is blaming the crash on banking. Really? That's interesting. I might have to listen to that video, Philly, while I'm editing later. Justin said, okay, let me catch up. Justin said, everyone seems bearish, so that tells me we should be reversing quickly. Exactly. Philly said, no. What's the dollar amount for the 50 moving average? Justin said, I think the two candles now are the one big red candle from your fractal. Put it on like that and see how it looks. You think the two candles now are the one big? Okay, let's go back to my fractal. It was on the index chart. And I gotta go to the weekly. One big, okay, I understand. You think like that? I could see that too. This little sideways, this right here, especially if this takes weeks, we're not looking at anything until the end of November, early December. Even then, this is just for Bitcoin as well. Alts might run while Bitcoin is doing this little sideways funk. But this right here, if we fill that wick and then recover and then we start trading up over the course of the next month, 2 months, everyone would lose their minds. And this would lead into 2026. Just 2026, most of 2020. Imagine September, October 2026 are the bullish ones. Nobody's expecting that. That would be kind of hilarious, like the ultimate troll from the market maker. So, pretty fart smelling. John said 50-week SMA is 101.750 and EMA is 99.8. Did JJ just call me an effing tool? What's the difference between SMA and EMA? Simple moving average and exponential moving average? I understand. I don't actually understand, but those exist. What do I have right now? I have just moving average, I guess. That's great. You know what's crazy is I don't know how to shut this moving average off. So I think I have to... What do I have to do? Uh-oh. Great. Indicators. Where do I shut off my indicators? Oh boy, we got to do this again. This whole thing. Keep drawing. Block all drawings. Hide all drawings. Remove objects. Remove 2 indicators. All right, got it. That's what I did last time, but my other volume disappeared, and I don't know what to do about it. And RSI. Cool. All right. Tom Solix Goat said, Philly, how do you know that? Okay, wait a minute. Philly said, stop going. Boop. That's the noise dudes make during gay sex. And then Tom Solix Goat said, Philly, how do you know what noise gay dudes make during sex? John said, exponential moving average is weighed more for recent price action than simple moving average. Okay, I understand. Justin said, double click the indicator on chart. That's what I thought. Okay, so help me out with this. I'm going to get rid of the Blue Man Shoe again. I'm going to turn on this moving average. Because TradingView like updated it, and now I can't find anything. Here we go. We got the indicators. I'm going to double click. Visibility, style, and inputs. Now what do I do? Because clicking X on here doesn't make it go away. I can only have 2 indicators because I'm not paying for TradingView. I think paying for TradingView is a ripoff. Unless you're like filthy stinking rich. But I am not, so. Yeah, there's no option to like remove it from the chart. So that I can add another indicator. They used to have a little drop down arrow up here that you can click. And then you'd be able to turn on and off certain indicators. Now there's this weird thing, but there's no option to like remove one. It's really weird. They definitely like funked the whole thing up. You'd think it would be in here as well. Like what ones are on my chart right now? Can I remove them, move them around, whatever? It's just so strange. Also, can I get some stinking volume? For butt's sake. I'm gonna refresh. Here we go. We're refreshing. Just dropped in for a like. Thank you, sir. Mr. Tyler, how you doing, my friend? Happy Saturday. Gosh, this chart's so messy, especially on the weekly. All right, let's go back to the 4 hour. Bam. 4 hour. Okay, I gotta get my Blue Man Shoe back. Or is that moving average still on here? That's what the problem. Yeah. Okay. Remove 2 indicators. I'm gonna get Blue Man Shoe and RSI. And then I'm gonna right click, settings. I'm gonna go to volume, click it. Okay. Dang it. Okay, the volume came back. How do I actually get it to show up? Wait a minute, there's the thing on there. Click OK. Right click. Whoa. Table view, object tree. What is object tree? Oh God, how do I make that go away? Okay. Right click. Chart template. Remove 85 drawings. Remove 2 indicators. I still can't remove one. They just made it less good. It's like a pain in the ass now. Am I crazy? That's probably what it is. Volume. Okay. Yeah, volume's still gone. So weird. What's happening? Why so late? I had a Halloween party. Cheers, though. Okay, anyways, let's talk about ETH. ETH, I would love to see ETH get above 4K. I don't know if it's going to happen. If Bitcoin is truly retracing this entire candle, which is entirely possible, bare minimum, I see Bitcoin going back down to 102, 169. Then ETH might struggle a little bit. Unless Bitcoin, unless dominance starts dropping and alts start performing, ETH probably, potentially, I don't know if it gets really dicey, ETH might try to fill the wick all the way the heck down here at like 34. But that seems kind of like a stretch. It is only $400 drop, so I suppose it's not too bad. You know, it's 10%. 10% is nothing. So, again, we started to recover, and now it's petering out, and it's really losing momentum here. So, especially on the weekend, definitely seems like a time where retail has fled the space entirely. Cheers, guys. Happy Saturday. John said, I think you broke your shit. Mine still works the same as it has for 5 years now. I'm not sure what I did. I don't know what this is. Do you have the little drop-down arrow? Don't tell me you're on your phone, because that'll make me upset. Because my phone's fine. Add indicator strategy on ETH. What? This is different. Weird. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing here, man. Move to visual order. Add ETH watch list, blah, blah, blah. Metrics. It's so strange. There's definitely a possibility. Go to the area with the sell buy boxes top left and right click and click on indicators tiles. Well, okay. But there's usually the one here. So if I put one, so now that that's up, if I turn on the moving average one, will it appear? Let's see. John just saved the day. Whoa. Thank you, John. All right, now the question is, how do I get the volume to show back up on the chart? Because I had that there for forever. And then one day earlier this year, it disappeared. I did. What do you mean? Indicator title, indicator values? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I did. So then this one I can move. Okay, yep, and then I can get rid of it. So now how do I get my volume back? So I'm going to put my Fu Manchu back. Yep. And then I'm going to hide that. Indicator values, indicator tiles. Okay. Show day changes value. No. I don't think I want that. Indicator tiles. Show by sell buttons. I don't really want that either. Oh boy. How do I Did I just mess it up? Okay, no, it's still right here. Just search indicators and type volume. But that would be that's a third indicator. That's different. The indicator is different from the one that's built into the chart. It's supposed to be, if I right click and I go to settings, see how volume is checked right here? It is supposed to show me the volume on every single chart without it being it does count towards your indicator count. Unless it's this one. But if I go to indicators and I search volume, oh. Maybe that's how I fixed it last time. Damn. Thank you, John. Holy shit. How long have I been struggling with that? It's been days. It has been days. Wow. I don't know what to say. I have no words. I apologize. At least I don't have a trading group, man. Imagine if I didn't know any of that stuff and I'm like, pay for my group. Oh shit, that's so good. Okay. Anyways, volume's dropping off. Now that we see this, I need a nap. I need to go to bed, dude. It's 11 o'clock on a Saturday. We did so much stuff today. Ridiculous. I gotta go buy pumpkins tomorrow too. We're gonna carve pumpkins. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, on this little rise, there's no volume, man. Without the volume, you don't get the proper momentum. You don't get the proper like support that you need for it to sustain this move above 38, 35, which is our midpoint in between 4K and 37. So that's important. Your RSI did get a bullish cross over the moving average on Friday, which is good. It's going down to test it right now, and your green dot on your momentum wave is still in play. So upside is possible, but it's also getting to a point where it could wear out pretty quickly, especially with that moving average on the RSI. Something to keep an eye on for sure. This looks like a strong bounce, and then it died off, and this looks like a weak bounce, and it's going to die off even faster. So far, allegedly, not financial advice. Don't forget to smash the like button, guys. Sol is down 1.35% since the daily close. Are we going to lose 184 right now? Is it going to get dicey on stream? Wouldn't that be crazy? 185.06. Volume's really non-existent here. You got a green dot on your momentum wave, which has just entered your zero zone. RSI got a bullish cross over the moving average on Friday. It is coming down for another test. If it holds that as support, you're going to get a nice bounce. If it breaks it, obviously, we're going to have to test it and see if it's resistance. If it is, then number go down. Volume looks really bad here as well. It really fell off. Same exact setup as ETH. Total 3. Total 3 is where I'm most concerned, because before we had this monstrous wick. We got a little double bottom action support at 1 trillion. We've rejected 107. We couldn't even get back up to test it a second time. Kept failing. We broke below 107. Bounced off of 939. Rejected 107 right here. If we don't get above that soon, then it's going to get dicey, because we're probably going to break 939 and alts are probably going to drop. So prepare yourself. Keep an eye on total 3. Keep an eye on Bitcoin, keep an eye on ETH and Sol. Those are all your big indicators for how alts are going to react versus Bitcoin, especially during this weekend price action. Sol is down quite significantly. ETH is down more than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of, I wouldn't even count this as down. It's less than 1%. It's just lingering sideways. It's been doing the same thing all weekend. But alts don't like it right now, because everyone's uncertain. And with uncertainty, people get contempt. And then they just peace out. ADA is down 0.85 since the daily close, currently trading at 62.89. Rejected 63.28. Broke below 63.02. I feel like ADA is going to 50 cents, which really stinks. We got a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI, coming down for a test at the moment, and green dot on the momentum wave still in play, have not entered the zero zone. So it looks like we are going to get one of these kind of dealios. Maybe we'll bounce off of our white line here at minus 60. What that means, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, we need more volume. The volume here is at least, it's low, but it is consistently low. No one's doing anything right now on ADA. It is just one big poop fest. One big festival of poop. Don't forget to smash the like button. If it does fail, 55 is our midpoint. Or maybe 56. I guess we're going to 63. SNEK is down 1.22%. Broke below 30, which I said was going to be a bruise, you know. Broke below 30. Seemingly rejecting it right now. If we lose 27, we're going to 20. And that is a 33% drop. Philly said, JJ, uninstall and reinstall the app or DM the CEO. I usually wait for the CEO to DM me, and then whatever money he asks for, I send it to him. I'm just kidding. Don't do that, guys. That's a joke. XRP is down 0.92 since the daily close, currently trading at 233.80, breaking below 234. My charts are so messy, man. I might have to make these semi-transparent, all these lines. I guess I can disappear them. Make it look clean. But then I don't really know what I'm looking at. We are right at our 234 previous support. Judith F said, "Can you please give me a shout out? You're my favorite YouTuber." Thank you, Judith F. Shout out to Judith F. Cheers. I like that I'm your favorite YouTuber. I didn't know that I had people that considered me favorite. That's kind of cool. Happy Saturday. All right. 0.91, down 0.91%. My downside target here from God knows how long ago was 240. We danced around that, actually. Broke below it, and we actually went to retest it and have rejected ever since. Let's see. Let's see if we break below 228. I want 222 to hold, because that's where it held right here. Whoops. That's where it held right here. So that would be a nice strong W area. So if we break below that, I feel like $2 could be in play for sure. We got a green dot on the momentum wave still in play. And bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI. We're just coming down for a retest. If we get a bounce, great. If we break, look for a retest and confirmation. Bearish confirmation. HBAR down 0.8. If you guys at any point want me to look at something specific, feel free to shout it out in the chat. I will look at whatever you guys ask for. John said if ADA broke below this level, it's going to 33 cents. I think it's going to 33 from 62. I'm looking at 50 right now. 50 for next support. 50 is going to be a nice big psychological area. Apparently at some point I was looking for 42. I don't know when that was, but I don't think we ever hit it. Otherwise I would have removed this from the chart. So 42 could also be in play, but I'm looking for 50. HBAR. HBAR is kind of quiet. It's kind of holding up nicely as well, which is weird. Everything else has already started chipping away at their wicks. HBAR has been kind of lingering around where the candle body closed, which is at the price that it's sitting at right now, about like 16.5, 16.4. So it kind of seems quite strong here. A lot of green candles, lack of volume, but the candles are closing green. Tom Selleck's Goat said, "Can you shout me out? You're my 8th favorite YouTuber." Shout out to Tom Selleck's Goat. I do want to point out the daily close contest, for anyone that's not familiar. Chance for you to win up to $300 every single day. We didn't do one today. First time we didn't do one actually on in October. So I don't know. That's an achievement. But you could win up to $300, and it's a lot of fun. Tyler's currently winning the rankings for the year with 39 wins. Tom Selleck's Goat is tied. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have to update this actually. Tom Selleck's Goat won yesterday. He has 24 wins now, and Fahid has 23. So unfortunately, I think with Tom Selleck's Goat's latest win, Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn is going to get kicked off the map. So it's about to get interesting. Numbers are increasing. Literally everyone on the map has moved up this week. I think every single person, which is crazy. Maybe not this week, but this month. It's been pretty cool. Pretty cool to watch. All right. Yeah, HBAR is surprisingly strong. We'll see if that continues. You do got bullish div on your RSI for sure. Incredible bullish div. Tom Selleck's said, I was going to say, ahem. Yeah, I got to update that. Oh my goodness. Swedes down 0.55% on the day, currently trading at 248.75. SWE is interesting. So we got a bounce, break, rejection, bounce, or I'm sorry, break, rejection. Are we going to continue to the downside? Probably 223 in play for sure. Unless, of course, this is still in play, which it could be, and it could get above and then continue up from there. That would be great. We do have a green dot on our momentum wave on Market Cipher, and we got a bullish crossover the moving average on the RSI, potentially curling down to retest and confirm as support, continue the upside. So we'll keep an eye on that. It looks a little wishy-washy right now. The pessimism is definitely strong in the air. So, just something to, yeah, you got to consider both sides. Which side are you leaning towards more? Which side do you have stronger conviction on? I don't have conviction in either direction right now. So, I'm not opening or closing any trades. I don't have any trades going on right now. So, I'm definitely not closing any. But I'm in a wait and see mode, which is why I'm getting a little antsy, getting a little impatient, because wait and see is boring. Nobody wants to wait and watch something or watch nothing happen. You know what I mean? Ondo quite strong as well, just as strong as HBAR it seems. Like it might have been weak during the dump. That might be the situation. And you got your candle body close, and you're dancing above where your candle body close. I'm gonna go ahead and credit this 67 level with the candle body close. It's because it's very close. So you're trading well above 67. You're sitting at 70. Okay, we'll call it 60. No, it's about 67. 68, 67. 67 on the candle body close for the big dump the Friday before this last one. It does look like we're rejecting 72, 72. So I suppose if we lose 67, look for 58. The wick fill would have to go all the way down to 25 cents. I don't really see that happening at this moment. Do I see it happening long term? Maybe. I don't know. You know, anyone's guess is as good as mine. So, Aerodrome down 0.5 as well. Everything's kind of down the same since the day they closed. It's been quiet, a little dicey. We got break, rejection, support, break above, support, break below, rejection, break below. Got back above. It's currently trading above 76.03. It's sitting at 77.86, which is right below 80. Getting above 80 would be ideal. Volume is non-existent this weekend. Volume for most of these coins is literally like gone, which is really trippy. I don't know what to make of it, guys. I do not know what to make of it. Okay. Pin link. Oof. For pin link, we were observing the same thing as everything else. We got support, support, support. Continuation of the upside, support, break, resistance. Are we going to continue down? And if we do, what's the price target? Because the price has never been this low before. Ever. Ever. Never, ever. The volume looks great, but the price is awful. We have a confirmed green dot on Market Cipher right here at this local low, or this actual like bottom at the moment. That is a generational bottom unless we go lower. This is the lowest the price has ever been, and we got a confirmed green dot on Market Cipher. We do, however, also have a red dot on the momentum wave as of right now, signaling downside on the short term. So this rejection might lead to further downside. We'll have to wait and see. Volume looks great on this. Compared to everything else, this probably has the best looking volume. Your RSI currently testing that moving average to see if it's support. If it is, then maybe we get that continuation of the upside. That would be ideal. Render is down 0.45. Render, it's actually just as strong as HBAR and Ondo. Holding above that Friday wick. Got your little W, your support. It's weak again, you know, volume doesn't look great. But, you know, it's just a little weak sideways chop situation. Not a whole lot we can do about it. Now, this line is a midpoint in between whatever this $2 psychological level is and the 260. So I'm assuming 230. Yeah. So we'll see if that holds. Stellar's down 0.16% on the day. Stellar's a little bit weak compared to everything else. Stellar broke below our candle body close and is currently retesting it. So far, it looks like it's going to be resistance. If it is, then we're probably going to lose 29.47 and head towards 27.62. Something to keep an eye on. We got a green dot on our momentum wave signaling further upside. That is still in play. Our RSI was oversold, which is, it's good now. We got a bullish cross over the moving average on Friday, and it looks like it might want to curl down and test that moving average and get a bounce or break. Same as everything else. We'll have to wait and see. Polkadot down 0.24% on the day, currently trading at 292. Polkadot, similar to Stellar, where we got our candle body close, and it is actively below it and possibly rejecting an attempt to get back above. However, you got your bullish cross, or I'm sorry, you got your green dot on your momentum wave on Market Cipher, bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI. We'll have to see. It is holding this legacy trend line that goes all the way back to April. Maybe legacy is not the right word, but it's a good looking trend line. And every single time everyone was avoiding it, and it was a beautiful bounce, beautiful bounce. Is this going to be another beautiful bounce? Problem is, this is a longer term downtrend. Is it going to break bullish out of it? Hopefully, that'd be sick. That would be amazing to see Polkadot just shred the upside with a vengeance. So, we'll watch, wait and see. Fartcoin. Fartcoin, ooh, got back above 36.26. Are we going to get back above 40 next? That is the ultimate question. Are you fart enough? Are you farther than a 5th grader? Currently trading at 36.72. RSI got a bullish cross over the moving average. Continuing to the upside. Green dot on your momentum wave. Upside is very heavily implied on the Fartcoin chart specifically. On the chart coin Fart. So let's see if we get some upside. Kind of excited. CAS is down 0.53. CAS kind of looks like S. We got our candle body close. Broke below. Not even attempting to go and retest. It's just going to kind of fail. Volume looks good, though. Volume looks good. That's about the only good thing. You got a green dot on Market Cipher right here. Nobody cares because the price has dumped since then. But it definitely seems like it's supposed to be trading sideways. And there's like whales dumping and a whale pump. And then a whale dump. A little micro whale pump. And it hasn't fully recovered yet. It just seems very uniform, and maybe there's like 1 or 2 outliers that have pumped and dumped this along the way. That green dot maybe was a result of this as well, which is quite interesting. You got a bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI on Friday, and it has since retested and got back above it. Looks like it's dancing around it maybe for like an average. We'll see if we can get back above 51. Holding 50 is a nice psychological zone, so I guess 5 cents. We'll see if it holds that. Otherwise, if it loses it, I would look at 4 next. We're going to get into the psychological levels because the lower these prices go, the less structure that there is. A lot of these coins, especially CAS, kind of skyrocketed from its lows. Avalanche is down 0.05% on a day, currently trading at 2020. Can it get above 2078 next? It's above 20, which is awesome. 1982 held, kind of. Well, I guess 19 held as support. 1982 became new support. Are we going to continue grinding the upside? Only issue that I have with Avalanche specifically is that it did not stay above 2078, which was kind of where your candle body close was. You broke below that, and now you're kind of fizzling out, which is a little bummer. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We got a green dot on Market Cipher here as well. Right here specifically. So we'll see if that ends up coming to fruition with some nice upside. Bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI as well. That also came. Actually, that one came today on Saturday. Justin said, does it have enough gas? Does what have enough gas? The move? None of these have enough gas at the moment. The volume is atrocious. There's a complete lack of conviction on every level. Philly said, was this crash considered a black swan? I would actually consider this a black swan. 1000%. Alts, a lot of alts went to 0. You see Atom? Let's actually go look at that. I don't even think we've looked at it. I'm kind of scared to. Look at that. It's $3.17 right now. There was literally no buy orders on this to the point where it went to 0. 0. 0. That is 0. What? It went to 0, guys. The price of Atom went to 0. It's at $3.17 right now. I believe a single entity purchased 30% of Atom on that wick. 30%. That's crazy. So now some ridiculously, I don't even know if I would call them wealthy. 30% of zero. You can buy that with $1. Oh, Fartcoin doesn't have enough gas. I gotcha. Yes, let's hope that the plan is solid and not liquid. Atom didn't go to zero. USDT depegged. That's the issue, is that the depeg caused these coins to do this, because the sell-off from whatever leverage situation, whatever happened, someone on Binance was able to scoop up Atom at this price. They had a buy order, maybe at like 1/10 of a penny. It don't really matter, to be complete. Let's actually look. I can see right here. So look right here. See where this says L and then it shows a number? That's the low of the candle. When I hover over this, it shows 1/10 of 1 penny. So someone had a buy order at Atom for 1/10 of 1 penny, and it wicked down there, filled the buy order. That is insanity. So Atom might not have been valued at that on all of the exchanges across. If you weigh them, like if you properly aggregate the exchanges and you actually look, Atom did not wick down to zero. Coinbase is the best example of this, because Coinbase has multiple pricing points. That's why Coinbase's prices didn't go crazy. That is also why Coinbase is publicly traded and regulated in the United States, because they don't have these stupid scammy things. They have fail safes that prevent stuff like that. So Atom did not go to zero on Coinbase. But just like the 8K wick when Bitcoin was $70,000 last bull market on Binance US, it is strictly based on volume and buy orders. There were no buy orders until 1/10 of a penny for Atom on Binance. So it did, in fact, wick down to that price, and somebody was able to purchase it for that amount of money. It's a fluke thing. It's like finding a gold bar at a garage sale for 50 cents because the people there don't know that they have a gold bar. It's literally that situation. That's why people go and just set ridiculously low buy orders on. Usually Binance is the last place I would expect that, because Binance usually has high volume, and there's people trading money on everything on Binance, including bots. Binance US is a good place. Any small tier exchange, if you go there with like $5-10 and just set buy orders really low on all these ridiculous assets from like the top, probably the top 100, you put $500, $5 each, set ridiculously low buy orders, especially with crap like this happening so often now. You could probably get some of that stuff filled. You go check that exchange in a year, you probably have a couple grand, honestly, minimum. Not financial advice, but I think it'd be kind of fun, worth the gamble. USDT went to $1.06. That's 6% depeg. I think that's the opposite. If it went to $1.06, depeg is usually going down. I understand what you're saying. When it goes down is when the wick would be negatively impacted. I believe Athena's USD stablecoin went down to 65 cents for a minute. That is a depeg that would cause a wick like that. Going up 6 cents isn't that big of a. I think that would cause the opposite problem. People would have more liquidity suddenly. Billy said Atom wicked to 99 cents on KuCoin. Yeah, that's crazy. It went down to 1/10 of a penny on Binance. Tom Salkscott said, on a separate note, the Coffee Beanie Ghost shirts are really good quality. Wasn't expecting such a nice shirt. I've heard that, actually. I can choose the different quality, like the different makes and stuff for the product. So I'm glad that those ones are good. I didn't want to pick the cheapest one, you know what I mean? And my margin is really small on my merch, but I don't do anything. I just design it. So I feel like it's a win-win. I enjoy it too. I like the hat. The hat I'm very satisfied with. The coffee cup. I mean, it's a coffee cup. How do you mess up a coffee cup? Coffee cup's great. But I'm very happy with the hat. Okay. Philly said, JJ, I posted a chart in the Discord. Bitcoin from 2021 weekly chart. See how we made the all-time high, then a crash, then a new all-time high again? Could we be repeating this? Okay, so you're talking like the double top situation? You think we just hit our first top? That is incredibly possible. Of course, anything's possible, really. Justin said it's the other way. When USDT wicks down, prices spike. When it depegs up, it causes prices to fall. But a 6-cent depeg, like 6 cents, USDT going up 6 cents anywhere would not cause something to go to 1/10 of a penny. And if that was the case, then everything would have gone to zero practically. It could have been a factor for sure, but I don't think that caused any issues. Okay, yeah, we're going on a higher time frame. So Philly wants to look at. I'm gonna start throwing all my crazy wicks or my crazy fractals over here. So I'm gonna fractal this for you, Philly. I'm gonna go right here. So Philly's looking at this possibility-ish, because that was our all-time high right there. Yeah, absolutely. So he's wondering, what if we hit a top and then we come down to like 90K, and then we hit another top to 130, and we come down to 95, and then reject it like 110 and go into a bear market. I feel like that's incredibly possible. Nothing's impossible. This is one of the better theories I've seen. So I do like that concept. We would be looking at March of 2026 if that was the case. So that's theory number 2, we'll call it. Dream Tank said, we are about to pump back up. Let's effing go. I feel it too, Dream Tanks. I feel it. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Okay. Where were we? Render. Nobody really cares about render, to be honest. It looks strong. It's holding above the candle body close. That's good. RSI, bullish cross over the moving average. Green down in your momentum wave, still in play. Looking good. Stellar. Oh yeah, we went through all of these. Stellar, we're on Avalanche. Chainlink. We are actually pumping. Pump it. We're recovering, I guess. We're getting out of the red right now. Not get ahead of ourselves. Chainlink got a nice bounce off of 1583. Can we get above 1750 next is the question. We got above our midpoint right about 1650. So let's use that as support and get above 1750 next. RSI, get a bullish cross over the moving average, and green dot on your momentum wave, pointing to the upside, still in play. Chainlink fractal still oddly looks incredibly good right now, which I hate, because we could have shorted this and made so much money. So much money. Now, potentially, it is bottomed. So this Chainlink fractal I've had on here probably since like here-ish. So early October, beginning of October. The top for this potentially going up to $80. Current all-time high is 53. That's pretty awesome, actually. I'm not gonna lie. That is pretty sick. So let's see if this bad boy can skyrocket. If Chainlink didn't hit $53, we did not have an alt season. Bottom line. For some reason, Chainlink feels like the stable uncle altcoin that like you can always trust. You know what I mean? So let's see if Chainlink can lead us into the alt season. Dogecoin also looking relatively decent. It is below the wick from we're gonna call it the Black Swan, from the Black Swan, but we got a little double bottom action going on, holding that 17.9 level in both of these areas. So if we can get a little bit of momentum, get a little more volume here, because we are completely lacking volume, then we got some potential to at least recapture 22. We got a bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI and green down on the momentum wave, pointing to the upside. Justin said, every USDT chart shows the scam wick, while every USD chart doesn't. USDT futures effed it all up. Yeah, people are saying, I don't know about the Tether one is new to me. I know that USD, I don't remember, it's called like ENA or something like that. It's Athena's USD, the one that just got really popular. It's like USDE or something like that. That one depegged really bad, down to like 65 cents. Allegedly, that one caused a lot of problems. And I have not heard of Tether depegging, but I have heard of the oracles failing, which caused the maybe that would have caused the stablecoin to depeg. Interesting. I don't know. So I heard of the oracles failing on, and the oracles used by multiple exchanges like Binance and all these other exchanges where the scam wrecks happen, and that caused all of these exchanges to think like, oh no, the dollar is only 65 cents now, which cut 45% off of, or 35% off of like everyone's tradable capital. So they were insta liquidated, which led to cascading liquidation. It's just a big crazy mess, which is why I think it's hilarious that Binance was like, we're sorry, here's 10% of, or not even, here's 1% of what was lost. That's crazy to me. That's basically like an admission of guilt, but it is what it is. Lawyers are probably going to rip into them. Near, getting a little pumpy here, guys. We're getting a little bit pumpy, which is incredibly interesting because it is literally Saturday night. Why are we pumping on a Saturday night? I couldn't tell you. Am I excited for it? Absolutely. Is this a pump? Yes, we've been so desensitized with dumps. Anything up less or up more than a quarter of 1% is a pump. Tom Salkscoat said, when in 2026 would that $80 link be? Oh, if we're following the fractal, allegedly, not financial advice, do your own research. Allegedly, following the fractal, $80 link. Oh, geez. Not financial advice. I'm not even allowed to see. I'm gonna go to a higher time frame. August, September 2026. So, 10 to 12 months from now. Okay. So, we'll see what happens. It's been a fun time. Fun time indeed. Your Tank said, because the bull market is about to start. I like it. Let's do it, man. Let's start the bull market on the stream. I think that would be so sick. Everything just get a god candle right now, up 50%. You know how sick that would be? All right, where were we? We went through near Pengu. Similar situation. Everything else bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI. Green dot on the momentum wave. Let's get back above 22.5 and start talking about 25. We held 20. 20 is a nice psychological. Silver. Silver got a little bit dumpy, interestingly enough. So did gold. People are saying this was a gold top. I don't think it was, but it very well could have been. Who knows, man? Retrace. It's getting a little bounce, it looks like, off of the 50 on the RSI. But look at the cloud on Market Cipher. This thing has been overly bullish since August of 2025, since August of this year. It has just been bullish with this one little bear right there, which is really funny. Just this little baby dump in September. Little bear market. Little baby bear. It's kind of a beautiful chart if we're being completely honest. DXY, a little rebound. Market strategy. Still attempting to be relevant. NASDAQ looks good from Friday. It's S&P, same thing. Looking good. Bitcoin dominance, 59.42. Let's get a little dumpy poo here, baby. Get some alt action. Bitcoin kind of turning green here. We waking up, guys? Should I throw a little more money in? News segment. I'm excited for the news segment today. Just to give everyone perspective and to help people relax, the 50 weekly moving average has been support band for Bitcoin since 25K, and we are currently sitting above this support. Now let's address what seems to be the problem. Many are max leveraging, which causes the price to overinflate and puts a giant target on your forehead for greedy exchanges to snipe you out, liquidation, stop losses, etc. Somebody named BlinkNoise06 had put a poll out the other week asking what percentage of crypto Twitter's portfolio is currently in Bitcoin. and it was an overwhelming result for 0%. A lot of people just want Bitcoin to do well in hopes that the profits will spill out into the altcoins they are positioned and underwater in. The market rarely gives you what you want. Having said all of that, do I think the top is in and we're heading into a bear market? If I'm being totally honest, the answer is I don't know. And anyone trying to sell you certainty is lying. However, my bias remains bullish, and perhaps it's because I've been taking profits on the way up, and I think that I can afford to hold that position. I don't know what words I was reading. If we see Bitcoin trading under 90K on higher time frames weekly, then I think the cause for concern will be warranted. Hopefully, we all learn from this and become better as a result. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I thought that was a good read. Figured I'd share it with you guys. Next. Oh, whoops. That's awkward. We've got seeing this chart make the rounds. Thoughts? Gold top in 2020, around 2K. Bitcoin 2020, exact date bottom. We had a little hump, and then a dump, and then an explosion. Gold top 2025, 4,400 bucks. Bitcoin 2025, same exact date, all lined up. We had a little hump, a little dump, hopefully an explosion, possibly going up to 200K according to this. Billy said, OMG, can you imagine if someone placed an Atom order at 25 cents and put $1,000 into it? Would Binance accept the order as legitimate? As long as it fills, man. So if I had an Atom order at 25 cents for $1,000, let's just do this math here. In order for that to have filled, 1,000 divided by 0.25 is 250. Really? That doesn't make no sense. Oh, I did times, my bad. 1,000 divided by... So this guy would have bought 4,000 Atom. In order for that to have happened, somebody had to have smashed market sell on 4,000 Atom. It could have literally been one Atom. If there's no buyers and there's one guy at 25 cents, for this example, buying 4,000 Atom, but, you know, Joe Blow only sells one Atom for a market sell, then this guy is only getting one Atom for that 25 cents. And then the second a buyer steps in for higher, Joe Blow or the 4,000 guy gets screwed. Does that make sense? So you're only buying what's available. You're not going to get a ton every single time. Unless, again, you know, some whale is market selling. JJ, can you look at Bitcoin 2021 bull market peak again? Were the indicators accurate? What indicators? The moving averages? Yeah, that's what we pointed out earlier. As soon as we broke below that 50, that is when we went into the bear market. Oh boy. So, last bull market on the weekly, JJ Math strikes again. Yeah, I was like, wow. What was it? I was like 250 quarters, $1,000. My brain was like, that's not right. Yeah, Philly. So this 50-week moving average, support, break, resistance, bear market. Right now, we've got support. So everything's there. The only thing that I see that's a little bit funky is if we're in the pre-bull, then we did get a break in the pre-bull in 2020, leading into 2021. And that was a bear market within a bear market. I would consider this whole thing a bear market. This was probably the worst, man. And people are like, oh, 2017 or 2019, whatever, you know, this little run up, it seems tiny to us, but, you know, that's 200% for Bitcoin. They're probably freaking out. They're like, it's topped. And then it started to drop again. They're probably, oh my gosh, it's a bear market. I'm so glad I sold because it went down to 64%. Those people look like idiots. Pycycle? I don't know anything about Pycycle top, to be completely honest. I would ask a Grok for that. So let me ask him. Let him run his numbers. Or do another crap. Moving average, thank you. Bye. Give me Vu Manchu. Bam. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. For the 2021 Bitcoin bull market peak, was the Pi cycle top indicator accurate at predicting the top / bear market / beginning of bear market? Yeah, let's see what Grok says. That way he can do the work for me. DreamTech said, we holder understand a parabolic rise. That's why we hold. Exactly. I'm ready to DCA some more, man. I'm seeing some big fat green candles on these 15-minute time frames. Is that stupid? Am I stupid for this? Am I FOMOing? Are we about to go down more later? That is the ultimate question, is it not? Whatever will I do? I'm gonna buy more. Why not? Is this dumb? Am I FOMOing? Do we care if we're FOMOing? Why not FOMO? What's wrong with FOMOing? Tom Selk said, Pi cycle is an indicator you can pull up it in TradingView. Yeah, but there's probably like 10 of them, and I'm not going to know which one to pull up. I can just ask Grok. Grok said, no, the Pi cycle top indicator was not accurate in predicting the 2021 Bitcoin bull market peak or the start of the bear market. This tool, which signals a potential top when Bitcoin's 111-day simple moving average crosses above twice the 350-day simple moving average, 2x 350 DMA, successfully identified the local top in April 2021. Bitcoin reached 64.8 on April 14th with the crossover on April 12th, leading to a 50% up. However, it missed the cycle's absolute peak. Okay, so it predicted the first peak. It did not do anything. It kind of broke when we had a double top, it seems. It missed the cycle's absolute peak on November 10th, 2021 at 68,789, as the 111 daily moving average stayed well below the 2x 350 DMA threshold throughout November. On November 10th, the 111 DMA was at 50K. The 2x 350 was at 87,805. The bear market began shortly after, with Bitcoin falling 77% to its 2022 low without the Pi cycle signal. While the indicator has an 85% historical hit rate for prior cycles, 2013, 2017, this miss highlights its limitations in extended bull runs. Ooh, what if every bull run is extended from here on out? That is the question. Next. Justin said I'm already long. FOMOing at these prices is normal. I did open a long. Like an idiot. I'm probably going to complain about it tomorrow when it's underwater. SEC Chair Paul Atkins says the U.S. is a decade behind on crypto and catching up is job one for the agency. I like that it takes them a year to figure out job one. Good job, Paul Atkins. You've accomplished nothing so far. Trump says he has a meeting with China's Xi in 2 weeks. Trump, such high tariffs on Chinese goods is not sustainable. Trump also asked if high China tariffs will stand. Said no. I don't know why Marty Party words stuff like this. He's probably junky. He is a DJ, so it makes sense. People in the office space we call the 20K pullback from 126 to 106 in July. This is still pretty straightforward based on leverage and system. If you are floundering and are losing money, time to level up and listen to people that analyze real metrics with years of experience in this asset class. We are long-term bullish, but short-term realistic based on leverage analytics. These events are opportunities and should be what you are waiting for as an accumulator. I'm tired of hearing about loss from those without stop losses and those panic selling on market making around macro narratives. These cascading liquidation events are when you make your entries and increase your token balances. Those that know me know this. You wait for all the gamblers to get liquidated, then you enter. This structure has its own cycle and is run by primary market makers. Until U.S. market structure laws and regulations, this is a strategy. The liquidation level chart I stream and maintain for free daily, a full-time job I must add. I could be on the beach is there to help you time and view this. Stop making the same mistakes. The goal is to increase your token balances. Learn how to do that. It is not fast. It takes dedication and understanding how the system works. Time-based capitulation is a primary strategy of the manipulators. We just had the cascade. It's the same mechanism used every 50% pullback on the 4 hours since January 2023. You should know this by now. And that is what I think we've been trying to point out. Because, you know, everyone freaks out over every 5% pullback in Bitcoin. What we just experienced, I think, was 15. This is a 15% pullback, not counting the wick. I'm going to go from candle body to candle body. This right here was 10, 11. Right now we're at 16 at the Pico low. If you go down to the wick, candle body to candle body, or I'm sorry, wick to wick, it's about 18 to 20. Typical bull market has like 30 to 40%, multiple 30 to 40% pullbacks for Bitcoin. If 15 to 20 is the new norm, I think we should be happy with that. The difference now is more people were way over leveraged, and there's a lot more things that can break, like, you know, 18 different popular stablecoins. Dream Tank said, I buy spot, I don't leverage trade. I learned my lesson when I got liquidated. Spot for the win. I buy spot. When I leverage trade, I'm leverage trading with less than 1% of my portfolio. So if I tell you guys, oh my gosh, I just want an epic trade on whatever the heck, it's like $100 or less. It might be a couple $100, but I'm never going in with like thousands of dollars. If you have that amount of money, go right ahead. You know, it's everyone's different, but I'm an accumulator at heart. Trading to me is just a way to build more dollar cost average money, and it's fun. It gives me an excuse to keep an eye on the charts. So, plus when there's momentum, there's some good money to be made for sure. We have not had any of that yet. But when we get into like real bull market talk, real bull market situation, for alts at least, it's going to get real fun, and we're going to make some real money. Billy said, JJ, you never finished the Atom capitulation. What would be the profit if you're taking into account the price right now? Okay. Profit? You have you're starting with $1,000. And you got it at 25 cents. It's 319.5 right now. So let me do the math. 3.195 divided by 0.25, you would be up 12.78x. So you'd have $12,780. You would have $12,780, which is pretty sick. So if you're a poor person like me and you were aping in, and you were really aping in, $100 max, you would have $1,280. Turning $100 into $1,280 within like a millisecond is pretty damn cool. And that's entirely possible. With that wick, a 25-cent buy might have gotten filled. Dream Tank said I got liquidated $400 million during the crash. Now I'm finding pennies to buy the dip. What? Jim said if you could even hope to get filled at those prices, that is. Exactly. Somebody definitely got filled at 1/10 of a penny on Atom. I believe the on-chain metrics show a single entity purchased 30% of Atom's token supply when that happened, which is freaking crazy. Jim said some of this stuff was impossible to buy at the bottom of those wicks on certain exchanges. See, if you're going to buy, but if somebody already had a buy order from like, you know, a year ago or whatever, that is what hit. If somebody had a limit buy order, that is why those prices went down that low, because there's no liquidity, no buy orders. The exchanges went down, and the cascading liquidations led to ridiculously, insanely stupid low price buy orders being filled. There was no buys on Atom down until 1/10 of a penny on Binance, which again is why on Binance it went down that low, and on Coinbase it didn't go down that low at all. It's all one big game. It's a fun game though, if you play it right. You don't want to bet your rent. You don't want to bet your life savings. It is, at the end of the day, a game. It is gambling. Again, unless you're just dollar cost averaging into it as an investment long term, then, you know, that's everyone's definition, to each their own, what have you. Total U.S. public debt hits a record 37.9 trillion. This marks a 400 billion plus jump this month, or plus 25 billion per day. Federal debt has now surged 1.7 trillion since the debt ceiling was raised in July, raising over 425 billion every month. At the current pace, total debt would hit a record 40 trillion by as soon as 2026. As a result, the debt to GDP ratio now stands at 124%, the highest since 2021 and near the 2020 record. The U.S. debt crisis has reached unprecedented levels. And guess what? Nobody cares. In reality, nobody actually gives a crap. Gold is becoming unaffordable. It now takes 116 hours of work in the U.S. to buy 1 ounce of gold, the most in at least 100 years. This comes as gold prices hit a record close of $42.25, while average hourly earnings reached $36.50 in August. The ratio has doubled in just 18 months. The surge in gold prices has far outpaced income growth. This surpasses the previous peaks of 80 hours seen in the 1930s, 1980, and 2011. By comparison, at the start of the century, it took less than 20 hours to buy 1 ounce of gold. Gold's rally is even stronger than you think. Then we got institutional investors are all in on stocks. Global managers' cash allocation fell to 3.8% in October, the lowest since 12 years. Cash has stayed at or below 4% of AUM for fourth consecutive month since 1999. There have only been a few instances when cash levels were this low. Meanwhile, 45% of managers said that they are net overweight global stocks, the most since January 2025. At the same time, a record net 60% responded that global stocks are overvalued, 20% points above the level seen during the 2000.com bubble. Institutional investors are heavily exposed to equities. I don't think that's going to change either with global M2 money supply skyrocketing. Tether gold market cap hit a record high of $2.2 billion. Pretty crazy. Massive, a whale with over $500 million in shorts has an unrealized P&L of $39 million. Pretty cool. I mean, when you have 500 mil, what's 39 mil to you? That's nothing. Ondo Finance told the SEC to pump the brakes on NASDAQ's tokenized securities plan, saying it's too secretive and favors Wall Street giants. Huge. The purchasing power of the U.S. dollar has dropped significantly since 1970 per Fred and River. If only we had a solution. 100% of it in 1970 is now only worth probably, what is that, 12.5%? That's crazy. The total crypto market cap lost $680 billion since its all-time high. Number go down. This is what every time this comes up, I am going to say it every single time. I think this is going to continue to exponentially rise. Stablecoin supply hit 304.5 billion for the first time ever. I don't think this is stopping. I think this is going to continue to skyrocket. This is 2021, 2022, 2023. Ever since 2023, it has had 0 downturns. It's been going up for forever. Because if you can take debt and turn it into cash, why would you ever pay the debt? And then when the debt's paid, then you just have this cash that exists. It's a crazy concept. It really is. And I think that everybody realizes that. And that's why there's this huge gold rush, essentially, to establish all of these stablecoins. Bitcoin only needs to go up 15% to wipe out 17 billion in shorts. Yeah, we got $19.8 billion in longs wiped out. Let's wipe out $19.8 billion in shorts. Please. Jim Derringer said, large-scale capital doesn't want to stay in cash worldwide. Can't blame any of them. I don't want to stay in cash either. I was talking to my fiance. I think it was earlier today. I told her, I said, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that we have as little cash as possible. Whatever we do have, I want to be as liquid as possible, but cash just loses value long term. I told her we're going to have stocks, we're going to have precious metals, freaking Pokemon cards, crypto, whatever it is. With our money that we're saving, it's not going to be in cash. Cash is kind of useless. Huge geologists in China just stumbled on the largest gold mine in the world. There are less than 21 million Bitcoin in existence. Pretty crazy. And when they say less than, I'm pretty sure they're talking about circulating specifically, because if Satoshi truly is no longer with us, his Bitcoin is lost forever, and that's a lot of Bitcoin. Jack Mallers says that Bitcoin will be the first to move when they're forced to print, which, by the way, they're going to be forced to print when they end quantitative tightening, which Powell just said that they're going to do. So, something to keep in mind. Stock Money Lizards posted, everyone panicking near support again. I really cannot make this chart any simpler. Sure, every drop could be the start of a bear market. Who knows? And nobody can tell you the exact bottom is 98K, 99K, 100K, 101, or 103. But inside structure, lower prices de-risk the trade, not the opposite. Your instinct shouldn't be to turn bearish. It should be to lean in. Buy low, sell high. Bitcoin. Hell yes. Preach, brother. This one's really cool. I've shared this chart before. I just always found it super interesting. This is the cost of electricity and how much it is by comparison to mine 1 Bitcoin. In the United States, it costs us $107,026, or $107,260,000. No, I can't read. $107,260 to mine Bitcoin. I don't know why I struggled so bad with that. The cheapest is Iran. Where's Iran? I don't know why I always struggle to find it. It's these damn lines. They mess with my brain. Iran. It costs Iran $1,320 to mine 1 whole Bitcoin. That is how cheap their electricity is there. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm excited about Canada. Canada, you make $20,000 profit. Iran makes $100,000 profit. That's insane. Why are we all not flocking to Iran? Ethiopia, $1,990 to mine 1 Bitcoin. That is so freaking cool. I want to go to one of these foreign countries for like a couple months and mine some Bitcoin. Jim said, I think funds are never going to outperform individual companies anymore. Been almost 20 years since funds outperformed. Dream Tank said, cash is trash. Me, it goes to my local shop to buy weed with cash. LOL. That's me. I mean, weed probably holds its value better than cash. John Gregory said, I fear Caspa is done. I think you're right, John, unfortunately. And it's really sad. They had a lot of potential. Jim said, cash is king, but you don't want to marry the king. Exactly. Yeah, I don't want to keep the king in my cupboard. I want the king, like the king has his use when he's necessary. Billy said, isn't USA cash the most valuable? It is, I think, right now, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe that's why the DXY is dropping. Tom Salkscoat said, did you just ask why we aren't flocking to Iran? Not Iran specifically, just one of these countries. Did I say Iran specifically? Maybe I meant to say, why aren't we flocking to these countries? No, I don't think I did, actually. I think I said, why aren't we flocking to these countries to mine Bitcoin? I don't think I specified Iran. Why don't we go to Ethiopia? Or Sudan? Or Libya? Oh my gosh, why is electricity so expensive in Italy, bro? What's going on over there? Mexico, it's only 64,000 in Mexico. You double your money at least in Mexico. Argentina, it's 12K. Are you kidding me? I mean, their currency just like collapsed, so that's fair. Where's the cheap one? That's Syria. What is Kyrgyzstan? Dream Tank said inflation never hit weed prices. That's true. Weed got oversaturated, dude. As soon as they legalized it, everyone was like, I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna open up a shop. And they all did it. And then they all bought each other out. And then they all, like, ended up working for it. It was just a mess, dude. Tom Selks go, we're not going there to, like, live there and live a happy life. We're going there to mine some Bitcoin and then peace out. We're going there to take advantage of their very unstable electrical grid. This one was great. This guy, I don't know who he is. Andrea Capellini. Very Italian. Gold exit liquidity in Sydney, Australia. As promised, this is a video to show you the madness. Hundreds of people in line to buy gold. Price at $4,300 per ounce. This is by far the best top signal I've seen in my humble career. Enjoy. That is actually insane. That is like, crazy. Genuinely. So crazy. Dream Tanks had more weed and less prices for me. Dude, in Michigan, it is ridiculous. There's like a weed store around every corner. And prices went down so freaking much. Like, people are mind blown, I tell them. Article doesn't indeed discover more gold deposit. Data article November 2024. The assertion is just in. October 25th, therefore incorrect, has been known for almost a year. Okay, so nobody cares about the big gold mine. Gold top allegedly. I don't think it's the top. I think it goes a little bit higher, but I think it's close. Not financial advice. Totally guessing. It might just go parabolic for forever. You know, I'm not a freaking Peter Schiff, so he doesn't really seem to know what he's talking about either, though. So I wouldn't really want to be. Hash Crypto posted Bitcoin to gold is forming a bullish ascending triangle on the 1 month, I think, I'm assuming, time frame, and has just touched the trendline support, a potential bottom signal. Meanwhile, gold looks overbought and may have already topped out. Market sentiment tells a story: euphoria for gold, fear for Bitcoin. Every bull market starts with fear and ends with euphoria. In short, top is not in, and Bitcoin parabolic phase hasn't even started yet. Let's freaking go. AI for the headset. I got 4 pounds of chicken. Hell yeah. Top Stocks Code said selling my gold to buy it back lower on Monday. Hell yeah. I'm not going to talk about my precious metals because I'm mildly embarrassed. Jim said if you measure the last parabolic move, the target is like 7,700-ish. 8K isn't that unrealistic, but definitely terrifying. Honestly, 5K is kind of terrifying for me. 8K sounds insane. Mustache posted altcoins. Now that 99% out there have been shaken out, the market will turn around, in my opinion. USDT dominance has been in a bearish pattern for over 2 years and is now reaching the downtrend line. I think the parabolic curve for crypto will start soon. Let's freaking go. We got buy out altcoins now. Wait for Q4 pump. Thank me later. 2012. We got pump, dump, explosion. 2016. Pump, dump, explosion. 2020. Pump, dump, explosion. Now, pump, dump, explosion. Let's freaking go, boys. Let's freaking go. It's time. Lennart Snyder said altcoins are having a correction. After testing the all-time high, markets crashed and altcoin market cap lost its uptrend. Historically, the best opportunities come after crashes. I agree, but I'm not scaling in altcoins until we break 1.19 trillion, confirming the trend is up again. I'm not doing that. I will gladly buy this all the way down like a sociopathic moron. Hopefully we don't hit 749. But we did lose 1 trillion, so that uptrend is lost for sure. I agree with him on that. Next we got investors are piling into defense stocks. Aerospace and defense ETFs hit 8.2 billion in the first 3 quarters of 2025. This marks a 573% surge compared to the 2024 levels. Monthly inflows peaked at 1.6 billion in June before moderating to 634 million in September. This surge has triggered a wave of new fund launches, with 17 aerospace and defense ETFs debuting in 2025 compared to just 2 years later. Investor demand for defense exposure is very strong. I feel like it's always a good thing to buy that crap. Am I wrong? Buy the dip activity is incredibly strong. Investors bought 3.9 billion in US equities last week, following 3 straight weeks of selling. According to Bank of America, net inflows to single stocks hit 4.1 billion, the 5th largest since 2008 and the largest on record for a week when the S&P 500 fell at least 1%. This was driven by institutional inflows of 4.4 billion, the most since November 2022. Retail investors bought 1.1 billion, marking their 2nd weekly purchase out of last 6. Meanwhile, hedge funds sold 1.6 billion, posting their 5th consecutive weekly sale. Investors are eager to buy dips. Let's freaking go. Eat that dip, baby. Cointelegraph posted Robinhood tokenizes 500 US stocks and ETFs on Arbitrum for EU users. That was interesting to me. Bitcoin is currently down 6% in October, but there are still 12 days left. Which way are we going? Is this going to be the first red October after a green September? That would be interesting. Alert: UK tax authority doubles crypto warning letters in crackdown on unpaid gains. Interesting. Gold top, Bitcoin bottom. 2020 proved it. 2025 is about to repeat it. Same exact chart. Just a reminder. Little TLDR. Number go up. This one I liked because it kind of feels like our compound trading challenge, which we got to start again, especially if the market's going to tick back up. Luke Broyles posted, If you start from zero and buy $5 of Bitcoin per day, you will save $2.1 million by 2050. Yet so few are actually doing this. Pretty freaking crazy. Dream Tanks. Okay, hold on. We've got Jim Derringer said a lot of the old school gold analysts are calling for 10K. Tells me that it'll break hearts just before that target. Exactly. Dream Tank said in 2021, Bitcoin went parabolic in 5-digit increments. Now Bitcoin will go parabolic in 6-digit increments. People are not ready for this bull run. It's going to be amazing. In 2017 bull run, Bitcoin went parabolic in 4-digit increments. Do you see a pattern now? I do. People are not ready. I am ready. I am ready because I'm very stubborn, impatient, ignorant, arrogant man. So if somebody's like, bear market, I'm going to tell them I don't care, or I don't know, or I don't think so, and I'm going to continue to buy like a moron and probably get stuck waiting another 3 or 4 years and hopefully come out on top during the next one, if that's the case. But that, I think, is going to lead me into the bull market until we actually do top, because I don't think we have yet. Anyways, yeah, this guy pointed out with a annual average for Bitcoin, 25% return rate, $5 a day, up to 2050, which is in 25 years. So do the math, figure out how old you'll be. You will have $2.1 million. Not financial advice. Seems like a pretty sick plan to me. This one just made me laugh. Buy the dip. This is the 5th dip this week. It's so good, especially if you do it in their voices. And then last but not least, we got Tracer. Buy altcoins now, wait for November, sell with 100x profit. Let's freaking go. October Q4 starts. October Q4 starts. October Q4 starts. Downtrend, blast off. Downtrend, blast off. Downtrend, blast off. Let's get our downtrend blast off, guys. I'm ready. Bitcoin, 107.33 and 107.39 and 88 cents. We are chilling. Got a little pooper. Jim Derringer said gold has had $17 trillion inflows since 2022. That's entirely risk off regime flows, not even risk on. The amount of sideline money is absurd. Dream Tank said in 2029, Bitcoin will go parabolic in 7-digit increments. Oh, what a crazy time to be alive. I'm excited, guys. Are you guys excited? Cheers. Happy Saturday. I will say the time capitulation definitely feels like the most effective capitulation out there. Let's do a quick portfolio update. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Like button really helps out. Everything we do here, we do for free. So if you could press that little button, I would thoroughly appreciate it. The 1K to 10K Croc portfolio that we built in February is down $299 at the moment. Currently, one asset is green, the rest are red, starting from the bottom. Fetch is down $65 or $66. Aptos is down $48. Shib is down $36. Proppy is down $33. Render's down $33. Ondo's down $29. Near is down $28. Doge is down $22. ADA is down $18. And Sol is up $11. Next, we got the Memecoin portfolio. Currently down $352. None of these assets are green. Starting from the bottom, GigaChat is down $145. SNEK is down $68. Pepe is down $58. With is down $45. And Doge is down $39. Then we get the narrative portfolio, my favorite and the most stable out of all the portfolios. Currently only down $73. This portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one real world asset coin, and one gaming coin. It is absolutely killing it. Tau is actually up $40. The rest are red. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down $56. VeChain is down $37. Mana is down $18. Pepe is down $4. And again, Tau is up 40. For some reason, Tau is absolutely killing it right now, carrying the entire narrative portfolio. Looking good. And then last but not least, the best performer, the perfect entry portfolio. Every single asset in this portfolio is voted on by you guys, the community, one at a time, per dip. Every time the market was over and we topped, and everyone was freaking out, crying to their moms, selling their bags, and pooping their pants, we added an asset to this portfolio. We would pick 4 from the chat, and then you guys would vote, pick one of those out of those 4. And then we ended up with this portfolio. Currently, it's only down $170. At the moment, there are 3 assets in the green. The rest are in the red, starting from the bottom. Avalanche is down 42. Render is down 40. The Graph is down 31. Pith is down 29. Ondo is down 21. Sui is down 20. Crow is down 7. And ETH is up 58 cents. Sol is up 3, and Chainlink is up 11. Looking good. Chainlink is still carrying this entire portfolio. We literally added the Pico bottom of Chainlink for this. It's pretty sick. And that's it. Bitcoin's still chilling, very sideways. Looks like it wants to go up. A lot of wicks to the downside, which is good. We'll see what happens. See what comes of it. I'm probably gonna get back to my family. Go chill. Enjoy the rest of my Saturday. I appreciate you guys joining me for this late night show. It was a fun time for sure. I'm excited to get back to the regularly scheduled programming tomorrow. We got the daily close, which is also the weekly close, so it's going to be a big one. If you guys are new, or if you're not new, whoever you are, and you want a chance to win up to $300, be here tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. EST. The contest starts at 7:50 p.m. EST. The guessing stops as a hard cap stop at 7:55 p.m. EST, so you got a 5-minute window, and you are basically just trying to guess what the daily close price of Bitcoin is going to be. If you nail all 8 digits, which it would be 107,020.34, then you would win $300. So, anyone can play. All you gotta do is like the video and be subscribed. But it's a lot of fun. Highly recommend you try it out. As always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Smash the like button on your way out. Happy Saturday and good night.